Welcome back. This is Unit 17 of Module 2 of Course 5 of the Master of Library and Information Science program. Unit 17 pertains to smart libraries, the concept, the management and services of smart libraries in the context of the Module 2, which relates to the management information systems, systems analysis and control. I'm sure within this module, in other units, you have learned a lot about various concepts of management information systems and services. There should have been a lot of information exchange between the other course instructors and yourselves in the areas of systemic analysis and control. But this particular unit, although it's called Concept Management Services of Smart Libraries within the Systems Analysis and Control module, I would like to go deep into it in terms of the practical applications of smart and being a smart library. Because as the library information service managers, you would be in a position to now determine if and how to invest in turning our library into smart. And this particular unit will not only give you the concept and the basic managerial aspects, but also the services that you could introduce in library setup. So basically, as librarians, you will be able to, in the future, modernize your libraries, make it smart, integrate your libraries with advanced technologies, and provide your users with rich experience and participation in activities. And I believe that this unit is placed like that. Now, as far as the course objectives, the objectives of this particular unit is concerned, delving a lot into giving you the concept of smart library, an understanding of the concept of smart library. I would also be discussing how you could turn your library into a smart library, what kind of technologies that you could use, how would you apply design thinking and involve users and create a user-centeredness around the smart library development and design. I would also be discussing how you could enhance accessibility. But in the event of doing all this, I would also be discussing the data-driven decision-making processes in smart, making your library smart, and the sustainability and efficiency aspect of the same. So at the end of the unit, learners, you should be in a position to explain the concept of smart libraries. You should be able to outline some of the key aspects that make the traditional library into a smart library. You should be able to also identify various techniques to achieve a user-centered smart library. And you should also be able to explain the role of data in decision taking and also discuss some sustainability aspects of smart libraries. So we need to begin with basically understanding the concept of smart, because first we need to understand what do we mean by smart. Then we would go into a little more details of introducing the smart technologies and so on. When it comes to the concept of smart, now smart may mean in a managerial concept specific, measurable, action oriented, realistic and time bound, or achievable, realistic and time bound. But in the context of smart libraries, we are able to discuss this because the idea of smart within quotes is largely due to the technological advancements. The technological advancements today make many things smart. Part of the reason is the traditional functions hitherto held in various facets of our life could be turned smart because we are now in a connected world. Now, we are also familiar with the idea of smart devices and smartness in terms of technology, because we are connected to networks such as the internet. We are able to communicate with each other, particularly with remote users. We are able to use technology to collect, gather a large amount of data, and particularly data around the user interactions through various means, sensory, video technologies and other means. We are able to also process large amount of data, indeed even complex data, and gain insights to make informed decisions. And we have already begun automating many of our tasks, processes, thus reducing a lot of human interventions and mistakes. We are also using intelligence mechanisms, including artificial intelligence and machine learning, to learn, adapt, and improve performances of various fields. We are also able to respond to the changing conditions. So basically, you know, smart is actually smart library or smart of anything is discussed in the context of technology, connectivity, the intelligence, automation, the data that we are able to deal with, and also the various characteristics that we have seen of late that make certain things smart, such as sensing, the ability to predict, gather information from the environment, from any field, and also process those to analyze and interpret the connected data, and also predict the future changes that might happen, but also look at actuation, the capacity to take decisions based on the processed information, and also move towards adapting, the ability to modify our own behavior based on changing conditions, or something that we feel as the foundations for going smart. Now, we have seen the idea of smart manifest itself through particularly smart technologies such as smartphones, where the mobile devices use advanced computing and communication capabilities. There are smart homes, homes equipped with connected devices for controlling things like lighting, temperature, security, other factors. We are also looking at smart cities, where many cities are turned into smart cities, where the urban areas are efficiently used, and the resources are optimized, and the services and the quality of life are improved. We also have recent past heard a lot about smart grids, where wastage of electricity could be avoided, but at the same time, using digital technology, how we can optimize energy resources, their distribution, their consumption, and also the prediction factors. And the same concept of smart also now enters libraries, because libraries tend to use technologies to improve user experiences and streamline operations. So, in a sense, smart technologies are designed to make our lives more efficient, convenient, and connected. And we see this, as was mentioned a while ago, in the field of smart cities, smart technologies, smart services, smart governance, and even making people smart. So, the idea of the concept of smart is something that prevalent today, largely because of technologies such as sensors, connections, artificial intelligence, and various machine learning and data analytics are used to make things more convenient, plan things in accordance with the user orientation, and work more efficiently. Well, what are the types of smart technologies that we see today? Of course, we know many of us all even possess these smartphones with features that such as internet connectivity, various apps, voice assistants, and various things that phones can perform for you, such as various tasks performed by the librarians, can now be performed by these smartphones, where you can give a command, voice command, and the smartphones respond. Similarly, many of us are familiar with smart TVs that connect to the internet to stream videos, browse the web, use various applications, take voice commands, assimilate information, and make it available for us. We have discussed just now about smart home devices, thermostats, to smart lights, to smart refrigerators, to even smart motors in pumping waters, and so on. We have seen smart security systems such as cameras, door locks, which are smart, alarm systems that you can control from remotely through your mobile phone. You have also come across smart watches, wearable devices that track your fitness, send messages, even make calls, and of course, smart appliances, as I mentioned, smart refrigerators, smart ovens, smart speakers these days with assistive technologies embedded, smart assistants embedded. You have Google Home and Amazon Echo and others that respond to voice commands. You've heard about Alexas and all sorts of these names that help you to play music, control many of your devices, and so on. So, smart is something that is entering our lives, and we have already started seeing both the positive and the negative ends of smart. But I would like to perhaps spend the next minute in looking into the benefits of using smart technologies and why this idea of smart comes into play, and how do the smart technologies offer a wide range of benefits to each one of us in our life. First and foremost, the idea of smart is connected to increased efficiency and automation. I mentioned that the world is more connected, automated, digitized, so that also is a kind of a precursor and a precondition for going smart. So we can automate routine tasks. Smart devices can automate tasks like lighting, temperature control, even cleaning. Robots are cleaning these days, which free up our time. So it helps us to increase our own efficiency once we automate certain routine tasks. We all are also able to optimize resources to the fullest. Now, smart systems can analyze data and optimize your energy consumption. It can cut off and switch on your air conditioner, water usage, and other resources, leading to greater efficiency. And you can relate a lot of these with your library functions as well. So increased efficiency and automation is one of the advantages of going smart. You also have another advantage of enhanced convenience for going smart. Remote control and monitoring, one way of making it easier. We don't have to go walk all the way up to the television. We use the remote control to basically interact with the device and control the device. And even smartphones are these days used as remote control devices, providing a lot of flexibility and convenience. We also use personalized experiences as a reason to gain personal experiences, a reason to use smart technologies. Particularly, we can make the system understand our preferences, our habits. As simple as if you want to get up every day in the morning at 6 o'clock, that's your personalized preference. So you could customize an assistant to wake you up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Or if you feel very cold at 3 o'clock in the early morning, 3 a.m., you could customize your device in such a way that the temperature setting can be adjusted around 3 o'clock to make it a bit more warmer. So, enhance convenience through personalized experiences, and also using many smart devices these days through voice commands to make it simpler. You don't have to type. You can simply give the voice command, and the voice command taken in by the smart technological device converts itself, understands, and also responds. So, convenience is the second reason. The third reason is improved security. Now, particularly with regard to libraries, you have seen the smart security systems like gates, motion sensories, security cameras, smart locks, and so on, provide increased protection against intruders, but also to ensure the safety and security of our own material assets that we have. And this is also these days coupled to real-time alerts, because smart security systems can send real-time alerts to users of any suspicious activity in any place, including the libraries. And you could also use the technology to remotely monitor through security cameras and others. So that makes it much more robust. So the third reason for going smart is also to enhance security, in addition to enhancing efficiency and also enhancing convenience and personalized preferences. Enhanced security is the other reason. The fourth reason could be energy efficiency and cost saving, particularly in terms of going green and becoming energy conscious in our library services or in any other facets of our life. We want to reduce the energy consumption to a large extent by using various lighting systems, thermostats, and others, whereby we can consume only when we need it. We could also lower our costs, the utility bills, And we can also do predictive maintenance when it comes to using smart devices and smart technologies, because many of these really, on the basis of the usage, routine performance can already alert you for proactive maintenance and preventing any repair that could become costly. So alerts of predictive maintenance is also another reason. The fifth reason is, we want to be connected all the more and communicate all the more. We want seamless interaction between us and our ecosystem, particularly our users and our knowledge assets and so on. So again, through the use of data and data analysis, we can seamlessly integrate our services with our users and our library staff members with our users and so on, so that we can use smart technologies to facilitate improved communication and collaboration. Way of using a lot of digital spaces that are available today, digital workspaces and communication spaces that are available. Now, many people use smart devices also to monitor their health metrics, improvement of air quality, because AQI and all these measures that are undertaken in cities are also based on the smart devices that we use today. So even at homes, in libraries, smart air purifiers and indoor air quality monitoring, indoor temperature monitoring, all these are very helpful in terms of ensuring that the health conditions are also taken into consideration, apart from environmental conservation reasons and also personal preferences and so on. Now, when it comes to libraries, many libraries have witnessed, have gone smart. A lot of libraries in Singapore can be stated to be smart because they use a lot of these technologies, smart technologies, and some of these have been in use for many years now. RFID, for one, radio frequency identification, is one which we have used in various libraries, and it's very common in various information centers and libraries for automated check-in and check-out, to undertake efficient inventory management, book tracking. It helps to prevent theft and so on. Now, we've also seen automated self-service kiosks, where through scanning the barcode, people are able to independently check in and check out without any human intervention. This allows for account management and other self-service functions. We have also used these measures to reduce the waiting times, because at times you would have seen a long queue in the libraries to check out books, but there is a automated self-service kiosk available, one can go and simply check out and move on. Now, we have also seen in libraries smart building management systems, such as light controls. If there are no people around, lights can go off on their own. The temperature control and other optimal comfort and energy efficiency factors that many libraries undertake. And this could also include making your library building smart security systems and monitoring. You could also provide seamless connectivity by providing wireless and Wi-Fi access, where bring your own devices can be enabled for libraries users for their convenience. There are interactive display boards that we have made available in our libraries to make it smart, including that of finding the ways, obtaining information about the latest library events, books that have come in, resources have been added, any service that has been introduced. We have also seen digital resource management, such as e-books, e-journals, online databases, and platforms made available through our libraries for our users, so that they can experience digital collections. And of late, we have also seen AI-powered search engines, recommender systems, chatbots that interact with our users and answer their frequently asked questions. We have seen data analytics to understand user behavior, user needs, and trends. We have also used Internet of Things like sensor technology and others to monitor and track resources and track usages and so on. We have also given mobile applications for our library users to have mobile phone-based interaction experience. Many of them are able to search the catalog through their mobile phone, reserve material, and they are able to push also notifications to library users on the library updates and reminders. So by and large, smart technologies are used in libraries mainly to improve user experience, increase operational efficiency, enhance accessibility to information, and largely the missing link has been the greater engagement with library users. Many libraries don't even know who their users are, but with going smart and using smart technologies, this idea of smartness make it more dynamic, interactive, and turning our libraries into hubs of knowledge and also hubs of communities. So these are the real benefits as we see. Now, how do we implement a smart library? Now, it is important for us to consider certain factors very, very efficiently. Now, the first factor is user centeredness. You don't want to automate your library or make your library smart for the sake of making it smart. User centeredness is paramount to the development of any smart library, which means every decision that you take, from technology implementation to service design to even investment priorities, you need to look at the user first. You need to understand the user needs, which involves a lot of communication with the users, interaction with the users. People normally undertake surveys, questionnaire surveys, focus group meetings, interviews, undertake observational studies to understand how users interact with library spaces and resources. It is always essential to consider certain special groups such as persons with disability, different age groups, and diverse cultural background groups into consideration. So user centeredness in terms of understanding their needs is important. Now, we need to design for usability. Smart technologies should be not only intuitive but also easy to use so that the users don't really stumble or struggle hard when you go smart. They should be able to easily use your smart libraries, particularly the smart resources, smart facilities such as smart service kiosks, or whatever that you create should be usable. And it should be so. Designing for usability is something that we need to keep in mind. We also need to provide clear and concise instructions as to how to use these new technologies so that you don't really end up in making a lot of mistakes that confusing the technology and also paying a heavy price for it. So clear, concise instructions and simple instructions of the usability factors should be also taken into consideration. Now, ensuring that the library website, mobile apps, all these are accessible and accessibility factors are taken into consideration is very, very important. Now, one of the ways that you want to make it easier, simpler when you go smart is also to give them the personal experience for different users. Certain users are very tech savvy who can easily move in and use your smart library without any problems, but certain users would need certain orientations, certain users would need certain hand holding. So all these should be with regard to customizing your smartness and personalizing your smartness according to different people and their varied, diversified talents and interests. So even if you come up with a smart recommender system, you should be able to suggest alternative books also, not just relevant books, but also alternative resources so that people are given the choice to select, but also go a bit more deeper into understanding their needs. So the idea of customization, personalization, and also accessibility factors, mainly for providing assistive technology for users with disabilities, offering multilingual resources and services for people with multilingual backgrounds or to cater to their vernacular language needs. Creating accessible physical spaces are extremely important. This may include ramps to easily navigating inside the library space as well, so that people don't have to be constrained. Now, in the implementation of smart libraries, feedback and iteration is extremely important because you need to constantly gather feedback. identify areas of improvisation, so that in variety of forms you interact with your users, be it through surveys, online forms, comments, consulting them, evaluating the effectiveness of smart technologies off and on with our library users, and design and implement based on the user interface, where the librarian becomes more of a facilitator in terms of understanding and also emphasizing upon the fact why user centeredness matters a lot. So that's very, very important. Now, although we have learned, the basic, very overview principles of how would you want to go smart, there is a typical methodology, what they call the design thinking in libraries, which could also come to aid in terms of designing your library into a smart library or introducing smart technologies in your library system. So, what is this design thinking all about? Design thinking is around certain principles. Now, the first principle of design thinking is empathizing. You need to empathize. This involves a deeper understanding of the needs, desires, and challenges facing our library users. In a smart library context, empathizing means conducting user research to identify the pain points and unmet needs of the users, because many of our users do complain. Some of them do not complain, silently suffer, but empathizing is also going proactively to understand the unmet user needs. Another way to do this would be to observe how users interact with existing technologies and spaces and to empathize with them. If they are struggling, then empathize. Gathering feedback through surveys, interviews, focus group meetings, observations, conducting a variety of research to identify pain points all contribute to the first factor called empathizing, which is a major principle of design thinking. Then once you empathize and put yourselves in the shoes of the user, then you start defining. How do you define? Now, based on the empathy, you clearly define the problem and opportunity that the smart technology could aim to address, and the smart technology could manage to make your library smart. This would involve perhaps based on the data collected, synthesizing user insights and create a clear problem statement. You may be able to identify specific areas where the idea of smart can be brought in, either through technology or through other means, to make a positive impact. We should also be able to set clear goals for the smart library initiative. So, empathizing and defining are the two principles. And the third principle is ideating. Once you empathize, then define your goals, then you need to ideate, which means you may have to come up with a wide range of potential solution to the problems that you identified or defined in the previous stage. And this could involve generating a variety of solutions, could involve brainstorming with the library staff, with the users, with the technology experts, exploring innovative applications of existing technologies, considering new and emerging technology that could benefit the library. So this would be the third arena, which is ideation, ideating. Now, once you ideate, you can prototype. Now, you don't want to really prototype everything. Although you may have 20 different wonderful ideas, you want to prototype some of those so that these convert themselves into tangible prototypes that can be tested further for their feasibility and gaining further feedback. This could include developing mock-ups, creating physical prototypes of redesigned library spaces, for instance, or piloting smart technologies in a controlled environment, so that the prototype happens. So empathy, empathizing, defining, ideating, prototyping, then testing. Now, once you prototype, then you need to evaluate the prototypes with real users and gain feedback. This may include testing sessions with the users, gathering their feedback, iterating the product, the prototype, into the next stage based on the test is something that you want to do. So all these are steps of design thinking, because design thinking in smart libraries would only help you to create user-centered solutions, will enable you to address problems with innovative solutions. Because you are prototyping and testing, you are likely to reduce a lot of risks before full implementation of service of the product. And it would also, in a participatory manner, create a positive and engaging library experience for users, where they would already appreciate and understand that through your design thinking principles, you are involving them not after you design the service, but at the very early stage of even before you design the service, co-creating and co-ideating and co-defining and co-prototyping. So this is something that you may want to apply in your library settings. So design thinking is extremely important for you in order to ensure that smart libraries become smart. Now, I would like you to spend some time basically to delve more into design thinking. Design thinking is not only applicable for smart library development, design thinking is applicable in every facet of public life. When you are a librarian or an information center manager, you could benefit from applying design thinking principles in every walk of your life, professional life, in your center, whereby you could use those principles in order to create anything new. Even if you are into change management, you could play those. So I would greatly encourage you to go out and read a lot about concept called design thinking, because design thinking, as I mentioned earlier, equals user-centeredness, because you are designing something for the benefit of the larger community, particularly the main stakeholder, who in the context of library and information center is a user. So a librarian cannot do anything autocratically and in a manner that would disrupt, which would negatively impact the communities we serve. And we have seen a lot of positive disruptions happen in our lives. Sometimes these disruptions happen without our participation, but it's always important and good for a library to think through this in a manner that you are keeping the user-centeredness in the center, but also use design thinking principles. Another aspect I want to discuss in this unit is the whole arena of accessibility. Now, as you know, it is stated that a large number of persons with disability would prefer using libraries and information centers, provided these centers are accessible. Now, one of the democratic spaces that we have seen in any form is the library. That is the democratic space, open to everyone. Right from the very idea of public libraries that came into being, we opened up libraries for all. Now, in the neurodivergent world, today we see a good portion of something close to 10 to 15% of the people have physical disabilities, but it is stated that every third person could be neurodivergent, could need special assistance. So the specific learning disabilities, what they call dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and all these are increasing amongst children today. So some statistics would highlight the fact that every third person would need some sort of an assistance. So in this background, the smart library that we are discussing today, it is important for us to ensure that the persons with specific learning needs, physical, visual, hearing, all sorts of impairment should also be catered to when we design smart libraries. Dear learners, to successfully design a smart library or introduce any new technology, you must apply very effective change management processes and strategies. To sum it up, I would like to say that design thinking is important, user centeredness is important in designing smart libraries, ensuring that data driven decision taking is followed in every decision that's taken, coupled with design thinking and user centeredness. Idea of cost optimization and resource optimization in increased efficiency are to be married with human-centered adaptation. Now, how do you design a smart library that is sustainable? Oftentimes, we design smart libraries that are unsustainable. We start off somewhere and we end up actually not being able to sustain. Now, with regard to energy efficiency, resource conservation, environmental quality, all these are well and good. You could utilize a lot of methods and techniques to ensure that all these are meant to be dealt with. But I think human efficiency in smart libraries, such as optimized workflows, creating the user comfortness, improved accessibility, above all, ensuring that the staff members are able to fully participate and support in the move from a normal library into a smart library is very, very important. So sustainable design contributes to human efficiency, whereby it creates healthy and comfortable environment that promotes productivity and well-being. Smart technologies can enable both sustainability and human efficiency, where you optimize resources and streamline operations. But by integrating all these principles, not only you are likely to use your space smartly, but also become responsible towards your users and their needs, particularly conducive to learning, collaboration, and interaction. So, in essence, sustainable design, human efficiency are mutually reinforcing concepts in smart libraries, and we cannot leave one for the other. Thank you, and thank you for your patient listening. And in this particular unit, not only we understood the concept of smart libraries and the concept of the idea of smart itself, and what are the various ways libraries could go smart, and what are the benefits that the library can accrue when it goes smart for the users. But more importantly, we have also learned why it is important for us to create user centeredness and design thinking and data driven decision taking when it comes to designing smart libraries. But also at the end, we also learned that it's not enough to just start off something and not sustain. We need to ensure that sustainability is important in sustaining smart libraries, and it could start with sustainable design. Thank you.